So I guess I'll give a first bit intro of who am I and why we are here in front of you today. My name is Julia, as you can see here on the screen, and I am the EU team lead for sales team in MGID. I've been working with MGID for more than 6 years already. I've started working with Eastern European markets specifically, and then gradually expanded into global markets. Also, throughout my career, I partnered with brands, with brand owners, media agencies, e-commerce businesses, and affiliate marketeers. So that gave me a sort of understanding of how native advertising can work for different types of clients. And I'm going to share my experience today with you. Now, Maya, can you tell us more about you?
Sure. So my name is Maya, as you all can see. I work in NutriProfits, which is an affiliate program in Nutra industry. I'm a project manager, so many of you may know me also as your account manager if there are any NutriProfits partners, because I do also do the support. So if you have any questions or requests, you will usually reach out to me. So it's a pleasure to meet you today virtually. I joined NutriProfits team about 3 years ago as a social media influencer marketing manager. Then I progressed to account manager, and right now I do also manage some projects that we do in NutriProfits. So it's actually my first time being a speaker at such a webinar, so excuse me if I will make any mistakes. And also I would really appreciate if you can share with us later on your feedback about the webinar, as well as if you have any recommendations for us for the future, like what type of topics you would like us to talk about. Maybe not together, maybe separately, whatever. So if you have any ideas, suggestions, or any feedback, feel free to share that with us. At the end of today's webinar, we'll make a Q&A session. And at that time, we'll also share our contact information. So you will be able to reach out to us by LinkedIn or email. So if you will have any feedback to share with us, feel free to do that, and we'll really appreciate that.
Yep, we would be looking forward to that. And now we can start our presentation. So let's just give it a second while it's loading. Perfect. So today we will be discussing the latest trends in the nutraceuticals market. And from my end, I will be sharing some effective strategies that Nutra advertisers can use when getting started with native advertising channel. But firstly, let me quickly give you the overview of what we do at MGID. So MGID is a global performance-driven advertising platform that helps advertisers reach their business goals and publishers with monetization of their content. And we've been in this market for over 15 years already. While our core product, let's call it, and core business lies within native advertising, we do also work with push notifications, display, rich media, and video ad formats. We have more than 15 local offices on a worldwide basis, which helps us to reach over 1 billion monthly users on a worldwide basis. And our key regions include North America, Europe, LATAM, and APAC. Our platform serves both as a self-service as well as we give a dedicated account management support for the clients who want to make sure that they start properly from the beginning and they know all the tips in terms of the optimization and all the native ad strategies. Our advertisers can also use various targeting options such as context, interest, behavior, social demographics to engage the user at the right time with the right ad. And on board, we have the creative team that helps the advertisers to generate fresh, new, interesting approaches to the ads and the titles. We can also help even with the landing pages in order to A/B test the best performing approach. Otherwise, we have the AI features integrated in our dashboard, so the advertisers can take advantage of that to add personalization to their creatives. Now I give a floor to Maya from NutriProfits.
Yeah, so let me also shortly tell you what NutriProfit is for those of you who don't know us yet. However, before I proceed, just let us know in the chat if you can see the presentation, just to make sure, you know, that you can see it as well. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Perfect.
So moving on, let me just shortly tell you what NutriProfits is. It won't take long because I do realize they're also our partners, so it will be just a brief explanation. So we are an affiliate program in the Nutra in health and beauty industry. We've been on the market already since 2013, so it's been quite some time, and we do cooperate with like thousands of partners. Throughout all of those years, we paid millions euro in commissions. So we've been some time on the market already. And if you are interested in starting out with Nutra or looking for some fresh Nutra offers, I think NutriProfits is definitely the opportunity worth taking into account. What do we offer? The commission in NutriProfits is based on revenue share model, so it's 30-40% commission. But what distinguishes us from the competitors is that we do also pay commission from the returning customers. So you do not earn once just for a lead, but if the customer comes back to order more and more, then you earn each time. What's more, we do operate quite globally. So our offers are available not only in Europe, but also in Asia, Latin, US, you know, and many other geos. So it's almost worldwide. What is more, we do also offer some special bonuses to our partners, and each year we are also organizing some contests. For example, this year in our contest, the total prize value is $30,000. And what's more, you can also win a higher commission of 45%. So this year the contest is finishing just in about a month, but next year there will be definitely a new one to come. Let me pass the floor to Julia, and let's move on with the actual topic why we are meeting here.
Maya, thanks a lot. So now let's actually talk numbers and focus on the current state of Nutra market. And also, if you have any sort of questions regarding MGID or NutriProfits or anything related to what we're going to talk about, feel free to drop them down in the questions or comments section. We'll answer all of them later on during Q&A. So don't hesitate to drop them down. It's not going to interrupt us or anything. So let's start. I wanted to start with the following thought, that consumers are investing more and more their money and time into health and wellness products and activities like exercise, yoga, supplements, matcha, self-help books, and it's no news for all of us. An interesting fact is that actually, according to eMarketer's report, that even in current inflationary environment, more consumers think it's worth spending money on vitamins and supplements rather than celebrating a special event or even going for vacation, which obviously results in the Nutra market getting bigger. The regions that are leading in this rapid expansion are Asia, Pacific, and LATAM. North American markets like Canada and US are still the most mature markets for this product, and they capture around 38% of the global share, while Europe in return still holds a significant 30% slice of the market. One more thing that we have noticed, and that is very interesting, it's different generations and their preferences in different types of the products. So when we look at the millennials and Gen Z, they choose drinks and powders that provide new, interesting, fresh experience and give an instant feeling of wellness. compared to baby boomers or Gen Xers who are still very conservative with their choices and they opt out for solid dose forms. With this in mind, the advertisers can tailor their message depending on the channels that they are using. So let's say native advertising, it's often associated with a more mature and senior audience, since the ad is simply being placed in the content environment and the attention span of the user is longer compared to, let's say, social media, where most of the users tend to mindlessly scroll the feed. Also, as you can see in this slide, that in 7 years, the worldwide market for Nutra products will soar to 850 billion US dollars, meaning that there are a lot of opportunities for all of us here.
Yeah, I would just add here that if you look at any other data and any predictions for the Nutra market, the growth is always expected. So Nutra market is definitely still at its finest, and it's still a great moment to join this market because, you know, people are more health conscious than ever right now due to all the availability of the information that we have. Additionally, in the fast-paced world that we live in, people don't have, you know, time to properly cook, etc. So they often look for ways, you know, to supplement some vitamins and minerals in different ways. So obviously, I don't mean that supplements will replace our healthy diet, but what I mean is that people are really looking more than ever for some support of that type. And this is why if you compare any predictions for the Nutra market, you can always see unexpected growth. So this is still a perfect time to join this niche if you are not working in it currently.
Yeah, definitely. Also, before getting started with my speech about native, can you guys please drop in the comments your experience with native ads? Like if you worked with native ads before or not, if you did, how many years did you do that, or which platforms have you used? That will really help me a lot to kind of tailor my presentation based on your level of experience. So if you could, I would be very thankful. But in the meantime, let's take a look at why native ad format is actually a perfect match for Nutra offers. So first of all, native ads seamlessly blend into the content environment where they've been placed on, making them feel more like a recommendation rather than a hard sell advertising. So this approach is kind of aligning with a soft sell advertising strategy. What's more, with the growing ad fatigue by banner ads and increasing usage of ad blockers, native ads stand out by being more engaging. So this leads to higher CTRs.
Yeah, I would just add here, as we speak of ad blockers, that recently I've seen some statistics that about 30% of all the internet users use ad blockers. So, you know, 1 in 3 people may not see your ad due to the use of ad blockers. And as native traffic, native ads tend to, you know, look so organic and seem so natural. Very often they may not be blocked by ad blockers. Obviously, it's not a rule. It's not like 100% of native ads won't be blocked, but very often it may be a way around. So this is definitely like a big advantage of why native traffic, how native traffic is different from different traffic sources.
You heard it from a person who is managing the affiliate network. So, you know, she knows better than me, definitely, by seeing which traffic sources work better or not. But let me add here as well that native ads are perceived as less intrusive and more relevant to the audience, which helps to build trust with the viewers. And equally important, the advanced targeting options that we have allow advertisers to reach specific demographics interested in health and wellness. Now, let me quickly introduce you a new tool that we have recently developed, which is called CTR Guard. In essence, CTR Guard monitors the campaigns and creatives for signs of ad fatigue, advising the advertiser when it's the time to update the creatives, and it automatically suggests fresh alternatives. So you as an advertiser basically get alerts when the ad performance drops. And with this approach, you will be able to maintain high CTR level and eventually improve your campaign's ROI. However, it's simply not enough to put the ads in front of the user and expect them to click and buy and generate a lot of conversions. There has to be a little bit more to be done with that. You need to create the content that would resonate with the users and speak directly to their needs. So together with the account management team from all the different locations where we are, where we have our offices, we have prepared some tips to help you adjust your strategy to work specifically with native ads, because I see that Glenn wrote here that he's new to this, so that would be very helpful for you to get started with the native ad format. So firstly is a unique offer, and let's face the truth. I'm sure it is the case with social media and Google as well. There are a lot of similar products in the market, and coping with competition is becoming more and more difficult. And the offer usually burns out faster now than it was before. So even if you take one that performs very well, that you took from, let's say, spy tools or competitors, or in general, the websites that you're looking around, it can be a sign that its lifespan might be ending soon as well. But what is important here is to pay close attention to unique small details, triggers, and the approach that was used with either landing pages or creatives or CTA, because it will give you a competitive advantage.
Yeah, so as we speak of the unique features of the products, I just wanted to give you an example from our own offers. For example, in NutriProfits, you will find an offer called Matcha Extreme. And what could be used as this unique feature is that the product has certificate of organic farming. So this is, for example, the advantage that you could use, to promote the product, distinguish it from competitors' products, and, kind of win the client. And there are many more things like that, from vegan-friendly products and many, many more that you could use for your own advantage promoting those offers.
Perfect. Next tip is to use natural themed approaches. You can showcase the natural ingredients and subtly hint at the background issue using the relevant images. Because now the rising number of consumers are being drawn to explicitly natural solutions for stress, mood, and sleep disorders. And this rise is even evident in the popularity of nootropics, inner beauty supplements, and digestive health products. What's more, we've looked at the Nutrition Business Journal, and it was forecasted a 6% growth in the market for herbs and botanicals for 2024, which captures a whole 20% of the global dietary supplements market share. In fact, what we currently see on our side, that the most trending herbal ingredients are ashwagandha and elderberry. So take this into consideration while launching your ad campaigns.
Exactly. So looking at the current trends is extremely important, because, there are some ingredients which are kind of trending at the current time. You mentioned the two. I would also add to it matcha products. Nowadays, there is kind of this popular matcha tea product. So any offers related to matcha tea will be definitely in demand, but also you could make advantage of it promoting offers which maybe not strictly contain matcha tea, but are kind of substitute products which are similar form or contain ingredients which work in a similar way. So you can definitely take advantage of that as well.
Let's move to another piece of advice, which is actually, it seems to be very easy, but is very challenging when our clients are working on scale. But still, you can use your data and analytics to create these separate slices of the audience or audience lists and ads that would align with the specific interests and behaviors of your target demographic in order to make it personal and personalize your ad to each specific slice of like audience persona, let's call it this way. So in this approach, it will ensure that the ads are highly relevant and they are most importantly resonated with your audience that will lead into them clicking and purchasing it at the end.
Exactly. So here you can be quite specific with how you want to target, which people you want to target. Like you could, for example, target the people who read news on frequent basis and in the same time they're interested in health. And that could be used, to promote some Nutra offers. And as the example is showing, like, a kind of story of weight loss of some female. At the same time, different topics could be used. In general, people love to hear personal stories. So you could make it not only, because I feel like weight loss is the most popular kind of story that people tell, but many different products could be promoted in a very similar way. For example, if we talk about fertility products for females, you could also think, it's good to combine it, like think a bit outside of the box, what women who struggle with fertility could be looking for, what kind of information. So you could think, for example, of in vitro methods and combine it into a successful story of how some female wanted to, use some methods which are quite costly, etc. But then, let's say some supplement helped her achieve her goals. So definitely making it personal, makes a difference because people tend to believe such stories.
I 100% agree, especially as you mentioned about writing down a story that would directly speak to your audience persona. And you can create several similar campaigns just with different landing pages, targeting the specific need that you would see be performing better with the type of the audience, whether it's a female, younger female, senior females, and trying to test the same product but different ways on different audiences.
That's right.
The next tip that I can't miss is actually using the help of the AI. And not only it helps you, generated the unique ads so you run no risks associated with copyright infringement or privacy and consent, or that it will generate you a high quality images that will allow you to be placed, your ads to be placed on tier 1 websites. Most importantly, I would say that it will help you while with localization of your ads across different markets. Very often we have the case when the advertiser comes and he or she wants to run a product in US, Australia, and let's say Italy, but it is a rule that you cannot use the same ads, the same headlines, the same people there. So it saves a lot of time using the image-to-image generation to localize the ad specifically to different audiences. And the same can be done to headlines and the creatives. So in MGID, we have integrated these AI features in our dashboard. So when logging in the platform, you are able to generate either using prompt-based or image-to-image generation to design your ads, or prompt-based or link-based generation to build your titles and headlines just directly while uploading those. And to be honest, it saves a lot of time for our current clients. Also, together, just to showcase you how that was done in practice, together with our account managers and creative team, we have performed some sort of a special project to showcase the advantages of using AI-generated ads to enhance their performance. So we basically took the campaigns of the existing clients and we volunteered to help them with generation of the new ads and headlines. And because we wanted to check how it will improve or what would happen with the CTRs and the CRs. So let's look at the first case. This is the example of the food health campaign. And what can be said here? So you can look at the headlines in before it's home solution to fungus-free nails after 3 procedures. And we rewrote it in the way that you can show innovative methods to eliminate food fungus fast. Basically, what we did, we avoided overpromising that was in the first case. Because with such an approach, your ads won't be placed on tier 1 inventory, which usually has much higher CR and response rate to the ads. So by simply rephrasing the headline and leveling up the ad to reach a high safety ranking, it helped us to increase the CTR by 25% and the CR by 35%. Now let's look for the next example. Here is it is within the food health campaign, but we just changed the look and the feel to the ad in the after. So we kind of opened the offer from a different perspective. Basically, we placed the product in front of the user and showed the final result, the healthy feet, which brought about a 25% CTR and CR uplift. Here, we have the example of the CBD gummies campaign, and the illustration before mimics the clickbaity and content technique. What we decided to do is to use the e-com approach in the product promotion. So we kind of draw attention of the user to the product, and you can actually show the benefit of buying the product here and now. Like you can see a guy who left his computer and goes outside to live his life. And the discount info can actually also be naturally blended in the image itself. And as you can see, just by making those changes to the image itself and rephrasing a bit, the headline brought 30% CR uplift. And the last case it's my favorite one. It's the dental campaign. So the image before is, I guess, every one of us have seen it already numerous times, especially if you've been working with native ads and you've been monitoring the market. What we've done, it's very simple. We just basically added a unique, vivid picture. We also showed the product, but we simply avoided using the same image because of the ad fatigueness, and that people are not gonna click on the same ad if they've seen it numerous times before on the same or different publishers. And just by doing that, like a simple action like that, increased the CTR 10 times and CR 9 times. That's why we keep repeating that the ad fatigueness is very important issue, and you should update the ads as regularly as possible, especially when you see that the CTR is not growing. And I'm going to be talking about those tips a bit later on as well. So summing it all up, all of these cases, avoid overpromising in your headlines, add to your A/B test the ads with a high safety ranking to be able to be placed on tier 1 and premium publisher lists, show the final product to the user, try e-commerce approach, and add unique ads, or at least add uniqueness to your ads. And let's go to our last tip on how to work with native ads for Nutra Advertiser, which is use geo insights. Basically, Nutra products vary from one country to another, and there are no basic products popular all over the countries in the world, especially for native. And in each markets, for example, in the US, we see that functional foods and beverage work better, whereas Europe is famous for its love for well-known brands of beauty products, meaning skincare vertical, and teeth whitening. If we talk about France specifically, in MGID, we know that the majority of our website are of sports and news thematic. So when the advertisers comes and talk with me, obviously I would recommend starting the either muscle building, bone and joints, or pain relief type of the products, just by knowing these specifics about the French market in MGID. So all in all, what I mean and where I lead is that prior to any of the launch, get in touch with your account manager or salesperson to align on the products to run, because there might be seasonality, there might be some spikes that we see internally, or there are new geos opening that we know internally that is not out there yet, and this information will definitely help you a lot. So my main message here is, guys, to become the best friend with your account managers, because they are there to ensure that your campaigns succeed, at least in MGID. But generally speaking, here you can see the top 5 Nutra categories that are performing well for MGID on a worldwide basis, right? So it's weight loss, bone and joints, skincare, blood disorder, and other health-related products. So that's somewhere you can start looking into. And on the next slide, you will see the CPC benchmarks and our top markets for English-speaking and European geos. Here you go. So you can take a picture, the screenshot this slide. So in terms of Europe, we are strongest in Germany, Italy, France, Spain, Poland, and Greece. If we talk about English-speaking markets, it's the US and Canada. Greece is actually a new market in MGID. And if you have any offers to run on Greek market, feel free to get started. The only thing I have to mention is that we are working exclusively with the local tier 1 websites. Therefore, to be placed there, your ads and landing pages should follow a high safety ranking guidelines. Also, because I see that a few other people mentioned that they've never worked with native ads before. So also Galore and Nick. The advice, guys, for you, like the recommendation when starting working with native ads, is to avoid sticking with one ad. Better focus on 5 to 10 creatives per campaign. And as I've mentioned before, make sure to constantly refresh the ads because of the ad fatigue. And by constantly, I mean at least once in 2 weeks. Yes, we have the CTR guard, which will remind you, but it's important just to take that into your consideration. Also, the golden and basic rule to native ads, if you've never worked with this ad format before, is to separate the desktop from mobile campaigns. Most importantly, because the user behavior is different, so the optimization and bidding strategies would be different. So it would be just easier for you to separate those 2 campaigns by devices and then optimize them separately. Also, when we speak about the CTR, the lowest CTR benchmark for you to be like the alarming sign to change the ad is 0.5 or 0.7. So if your CTR is less than 0.5 and it's not getting higher, this is the time when you cannot wait for another week and you can get started and change or alter your ads by yourself using the AI solution or any other way. So all in all, let me repeat the 5 tips that I just mentioned to work with native ads for Nutra advertisers. Number 1 is to choose a unique offer or add uniqueness to your offer. 2 is to be natural in your ad approaches. Also, make sure that your message is personalized for different audience personas. utilize the benefits of the AI, and use geo insights from the account managers and sales reps. Exciting news that we have upcoming in MGID, and that would be especially interesting for Nutra advertisers, is that in the upcoming month, you will be able to access the most lucrative, we call it this way, premium supply of the Nordic countries in MGID. So make sure you are stay tuned for more news from us. And also for all of the guys who are here with us today, if you decided to start working with native ads and specifically with MGID, we are ready to give a 25% bonus on your first top up from 1K to 5K to get started, to kind of share the risks with you. And we will assign the account manager to make sure that your first campaign would be launched properly without any mistakes. We will teach you how to optimize the campaign and make sure that you succeed with us. And also one more thing, for those who are planning to come to Affiliate World Asia in Bangkok, is that we are currently, we have prepared the VIP contest, and you are able to have a chance to have your VIP experience at the biggest affiliate event of the year. So for those clients who have started working with MGID and also are tracking their campaigns with volume, they are able to enter the contest and win the 5-star suite stay, limo service, and actually a ticket for the conference as well. So if you're planning to go to Bangkok for Affiliate World Asia, and you're interested to start with MGID and you have already thinking about your tracker options, you can get in touch with me personally using LinkedIn or email for more details. And I will send you the links to the offer where you can sign in, because this is the Black Friday contest that we have. So at the end of the month, at the end of November, we will do the shuffle and randomly select the winner who would be able to access all of the benefits that that I just told you. So now I am done with my part of the speech. Is there anything you would like to add, Maya?
I think that's all. If it comes to the bonus, it's also good to mention that if you want to start out, and to get the bonus, it's enough that you contact Julia or me, like it doesn't matter, and we'll send you a special link where you can register and get the bonus, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we can move. I've seen that there are some questions. So I guess I can read the question because it's more, I guess it's more question to you, Julia. So I can read it and you answer. What do you think?
Yep, perfect.
All right. So do you promote the offers directly, or you need to create landing pages for native?
So as my colleague actually Vitaly added as well, but when we talk about Nutra, mostly we suggest running the pre-landers or landing pages, just because, again, like, put yourself in the shoes, always put yourself in the shoes of the final user. He's seeing the ad while reading the content. He's not in the mood of purchasing anything yet, but you're able to interest him. So with the ad and the headline, you can showcase the product, but like send them to the landing page where you tell the story, describe and highlight the benefit of the products, leading, like having the hyperlinks that are leading to the final product. What we see on our side is that for Nutra products, in 90% of the cases, landing pages approach, like having the landing pages in your funnel, works better.
Okay, thank you. So another question is, how many impressions before you take a decision on the CTR that you talked about?
Yep, sure. So first of all, you're gonna get your real CTR after the first thousands of impressions. But what is most important is the win rate here. So when the advertiser starts running with MGID, we usually say to bid a little bit higher than the competition, because the real CTR is getting later after you entered the auction. So what does it mean? At the beginning, you would bid approximately 20% higher than the competition in order to win your impressions, in order to win your place in the auction. And then after a few, let's say, first 1,000 of impressions, your CTR will get stabilized, and give it another day or two to check how stable it is, because still, just a second, because I have messages that are interrupting. So after a few days, you would be able to see how much impressions and clicks you're getting on the daily basis, and there still might be fluctuations. So after a few days, then if your CTR doesn't improve greatly, you would be you can change the ads. But firstly, give it a try, give it a see the first couple of days. Do not change it the first day when you see that the CTR is lower than 0.5, because there might be any other factors, like at that time of the day, day of the week, seasonality, etc. So give it a couple of days before you drop and alter the ad.
Okay, so as Piotr is asking, actually it's a question more towards my side. Do you have some affiliates from NutriProfits running campaigns in MGID? To be honest, I'm not sure, because I do not have insights into exactly, I do know our partners do native, but I do not have insights with which platform specifically they work. So it's difficult to be specific with that question, to be honest. Then there is another one, because in NutriProfits, for our offers, we have dedicated landing pages, and someone is asking, Kelo is asking if he or she, I'm sorry, can drive traffic directly to, the landing page that you are getting from the affiliate program or network.
Actually, no, because you don't have to do a different landing page. You can use the same landing page that you have in NutriProfits. Send it to me. I will check it to make sure that it is fine with the compliance, if there is anything to be added. But if you mean that you just have a landing page, it's okay. If you mean that you have the same landing page for different geos, let's say the same for Italy and US, then yes, I would recommend, changing the landing page and localizing it depending on the market you're using. But how I would suggest, Galore, for you to proceed, just send over either to Maya or to me your landing pages. Let us check it with the compliance, run it through, and we will tell you if it's fine to run and whether you need something different. If there is anything we see that can be added to your landing pages, we will tell you that.
Okay, thank you. So someone is also asking, Julia, could you please be more specific about context targeting? If we select healthy life for Nutra offers, so then in some geo, there is not much traffic. And when we select all category, then we get traffic from unwanted sites.
Okay, so there are a few things that can be done here. Yes, you can do the contextual targeting, selecting a healthy living, let's say, as a context, and target those users. If you see that there is not, you do not receive a lot of traffic, we can do another way. You can come to account manager, who will apply the whitelist or the bundle of the websites that we see is performing best for Nutra products. Or if you want specifically Nutra and let's say women, females 25 to 60, you can ask the account manager to come up with the whitelist of those sources. So if the contextual would be not enough, maybe when the account manager applies the whitelist to your campaign, there would be a bigger sources. But generally speaking, and that's why I was telling you that becoming the best friend with your account manager is the best thing you can do for yourself, is that they can really, like, on the back end, apply the different sorts of the whitelisting or blacklisting. Let's do it another way. If you see that there is not enough traffic for your offer, ask the account manager to apply the blacklist that they know already of those websites that are not performing. Or maybe you have also the list of the sources based on your experience that are not bringing and are generally not converting for you. We can apply that blacklist globally on the account level, so you don't have to worry about getting the traffic from the unwanted sites.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me know if I answered your question. By the way, everyone, just for whom I answered the questions, let me know if I fully answered your questions, and if not, please specify them, and we can keep talking.
Yeah, exactly. Someone is also asking if he or she, can start using MGID from anywhere in the world.
Yes, we would be happy to to have you. Based on your name, we don't have any problems with any types of the clients. There is, though, just for you to know that while you set up the account, there is the verification either through identity or through KYB, Know Your Business. So you would have to verify your account using either passport or your company data, just to make sure that you own the legal business and everything is due to the legal policies. But in terms of the geos, surely you can run from, you can start using MGID from everywhere.
Perfect.
Yes, we don't have any problems with Algeria. So
yeah, so there is a question about post-back setup. With NutriProfits. So to be honest, it's quite a technical question, so it's difficult to explain it here without any, tools to show you, kind of, because it requires showing some examples of the links, etc. So it would be really difficult to speak about it now, but we do have a guide in NutriProfits. If you are our partner, you can log in on the platform, go to Tools tab, and there you will find the guides. And in the guides, there is a special guide about how to set up postback. So this may be definitely helpful, but if it's still not clear to you, then you can simply reach out to me via email, Telegram, or whatever works for me, and I will definitely help with that. So this is not really a question I can answer right now, but just reach out to me after the webinar, and I will definitely help.
And adding from my side, we are supporting postback, so you can easily integrate NutriProfits offer and MGID as a traffic source using postback, and there would be no problems with that. So feel free to do so, and if you have any questions, reach out to Maya, reach out to me, and we will help you with any sort of the questions regarding the integration.
Exactly, yeah. Seems like mostly guys are here, everyone is saying it's he.
Yeah.
Are there any girls?
Does MGID do anything about bot clicks? So we have an internal anti-fraud team, as well as we are partnering with third-party tracking and verification tools to make sure that our traffic is right, because that's not good for us as the advertising platform to have that. So we are regularly checking our traffic for that, and we cut it off. And in any case of any discrepancies, we're always in touch with our clients and helping them to understand what was the underlying issues. But yeah, usually we cut off the bot clicks.
All right. Do you have, guys, any more questions? Feel free to ask. We are here for you today.
Yeah, we can take our time. There is still, we can finish earlier, but we can still have half an hour to chat. So feel free. I think it's a very friendly atmosphere. Oh, there is Kasia. Hi, Yaku.
Okay.
Hi, Kasia. Nice to see you.
During some conference, yeah. No questions. Okay.
I have question to you. When you guys gonna start launching with MGID? That's the question from the speaker. Oh,
Oh,
perfect.
okay.
Soon, you see, soon. Waiting for
That's
that.
perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to ask. There are no stupid questions today, really. We know that some of you are really new to native. That's why we are actually organizing this webinar, because many partners focus on Facebook, on Google, and that's also great. But native is also the area worth discovering if you're not doing that yet. So this is why we thought, it's time we should join together and tell you guys, how you can use it for your own advantage.
Perfect. I see Lalit. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name in the correct way. You ask why the clicks are showing different between MGID and goal page. This is very general question. Can you please drop your message in the email with the details, and then I can look into and see what was the difference? Because now it's very difficult for me to answer, since I do not see any stats, like I don't know your client ID. So if you could send me the client ID or any details over the email, we would check it out and I'll reply to you as soon as possible. Okay?
Yeah, if we could also repeat on the chat our LinkedIn and email, that would be perfect. So moderators, please.
Could you please? Perfect. Thanks a lot. And Galore has a question. What about costs of using MGID? So we don't take any fees, like any sort of agency. So basically your budget will be what you're spending on buying the clicks. We work on a cost per click basis, CPC, and I will, here are the CPC benchmarks for you, just to remind you what are the averages. So depending on the number of the campaigns and number of the offers that you're going to launch, that's how we're going to identify your perfect budgets. Usually the average budgets to start with one product for, let's say, English speaking countries would be $2,000 to $3,000, like $2,000 to $3,000. That's the average to A/B test both mobile and desktop traffic, also test out different approaches. So that is like the average budgets. There are also the daily caps, so it's not like you're gonna, spend the 2 or 3K in a day or two and that's it. So the minimum cap per day, you can set it either by clicks or by budget. If you set it by budget, the minimum is $50 per day per campaign, but you can make it higher. It usually depends on your CPA. So some of our clients are taking the rule of doing the daily cap, which is 3 times the CPA that they expect to receive. And out of that, multiplied by number of the days that you want to be running. And this is basically how you calculate your budget. That's very transparent. Let's see. Perfect. We're happy that that is very helpful for you, Eliam. So Nick asks, is it all prepay or can you get a net payment solution too? It's all prepay for the new customers. And while you will have the experience, and if you have the credit history with us, the prolonged credit history with us, then we would be able to move to the net payment solution as well. But we all start with a prepayment. Galore asks, is there a difference between English-speaking countries and Spanish-speaking? Basically, Spain, difference in budget, I mean. Well, first of all, the CPC would be drastically cheaper even if we talk about Latin America countries or Spain. So yes, because the CPC would be in Spain, let's say 10 to 12 cents per click, whereas in the US it's at least 20 to 25. So for the same budget, you will just receive basically more traffic to work with and to optimize. If you want to start with Spain, what I would say that, yeah, like 1.5, 2K would be enough for you to test it to see how the offer performs. So just a little bit less, because you can get basically more traffic for the same money if we talk about Spain or Latam. Please let me know, Kello, if I answered your question, and if you want to specify something, like feel free to add your comment.
Yeah, Lalit is asking, I'm trying to set up postback, but I'm also in touch with MGID manager, but it's taking much time and not working properly. You're trying to set it up with NutriProfits. If that's the case, then I think you could also reach out to me, because I'm not sure on which side the problem is really, from your message. So definitely we can verify on both sides, to find out what the problem can be. So our email addresses are written like above. So you can definitely leave me a message that, we spoke here about the postback, and we'll definitely do our best to solve this issue,
Perfect. Yep. Thanks a lot, Lalit. Yep. We will take a look into that. We remembered your name, so we will get in touch. If you don't get in touch with us, we will get in touch with you. So
exactly.
Don't worry about that. Like, this is actually a perfect chance. If you have any questions, any feedback, anything, you can just in real time solve it with us right now. Yep, Gallo, no problem. If you're interested into anything else, or you need any recommendations in terms of what types of the offers to run, get in touch with either me or Maya or anybody else from our team. So we'll be happy to help you out.
Yeah. Okay, Galore wrote he will get in touch, so perfect.
That's exciting, Callo. And also do not forget to mention that you have a bonus, 25% match from our side on your first budget. That would definitely also be helpful when you only start working with MGID. So do not forget about that.
Yeah, exactly. We are also working together to prepare a guide for you also on native traffic, which will be available in NutriProfits. It's not ready yet, so within a few weeks, I think it will be available. So if during today's webinar something was not clear, or maybe you are not, native English speaker, so it was difficult for you sometimes to understand us, then there will be this guide which will sum up, also like the basics about native traffic. So you can always reach out to me, Kello. Yeah, I know it will be very useful for all the partners, so I will definitely keep you updated once it is ready.
Yep. So there is the native guide coming, and as we've mentioned, like Eliam asked if we're gonna host another webinar talking about strategies. We would be happy to. Like, if we see that there is demand and the clients are interested, we can definitely have another webinar talking about strategies. Also, in Bangkok, during TikTok meetup, I'm going to be speaking about the hottest ad trends of 2024 that we can use for the Epic in a good way 2025. So if you're going to be in Bangkok, make sure to stop by to listen to my speech. It's going to be on December 3rd in Intercontinental Hotel. So if any of you would be there, would be happy to see you in person, and we would be able to chat there. Now we've got a big question from Lalit. Let's see. why it took so much time to get approved creative, and some of them is approved suddenly and others are pending. After 1 or 2 days they reject. Whenever I submit the ads, there is everything good, as there is parameter to see get as good as me. Okay, so first of all, for all the ads that you start launching, before being placed on the publishers, they are going through internal compliance and moderation by MGID. So we have the team of people who go through all of your ads, who go through all of your links to first of all make sure that you do not advertise anything illegal, anything unsafe, and everything is due to our safety ranking and policy guidelines. That's the most important thing. Second of all, for any typos in writing, or if the ad is in a really bad quality, sometimes the creative team can send it back to you to make sure that you made it in the right way. So to kind of capture your attention on that. And for English-speaking types of the ads or the campaigns, it takes up to 24 hours for the moderation. For any other languages, it takes up to 48, sometimes 72 hours. So depending on which geos your campaign was focusing, that might be the difference in time. Sometimes there is no queue in the moderation line, therefore your ad gets approved much faster. So that is the reason for that. In regards also to safety ranking in general, there is high, medium, and low safety ranking to the ads and landing pages. You can find more information about that in MGID help guide by simply Googling, you can simply Google high ranking ads MGID, and the first link that will pop up, it will be our instruction from our help guide with the showcases. So you can see how the high safety and low safety ranking look like and why is it different. In general, for why do we use it internally? Oh, here Vitaly sent the link for that. Thank you very much, Vitaly. So here is the link to help.mgid.com. You can go on it and see the articles about the high safety ranking. So since we have different tiers of publishers, there is the low tier, editorial, high and premium types of the websites. Obviously, different types of the websites publishers allow different types of the advertisers. And the most premium publishers do not allow any sketchy ads or any low quality type of the ads on them. So in order to be able to be placed on those websites, you need to make sure that your ads, ad copies, and landing pages are polished, literally polished. Yes, it is stricter, and sometimes it's more difficult to get onto those publishers, and you might bid a bit higher, but the audience there is different. It's highly convertive, and in general, the trust worthy of those publishers is really trust or worthfulness of those publishers is really high. That's why most of the advertisers are kind of bidding for these type of the audience, for these types of the audiences and publishers. If your image is less quality and you show, for example, before and after in your image, or you use that approach in your landing page, or you're too aggressive with your wording in the title and in the call to action, your safety ranking would be lowered to either average or lower. And depending on that type, you would be able to bid on different types of the inventory. Basically, that's the long story to that. Please let me know if that made sense, because I'm working with that kind of 6 years in this little circle. So if it didn't make sense or I need to specify on something, add it in the comment so I can answer it in more detail and explain to you as simple as possible, because the goal of today's webinar is to help you guys understand how to work with this type of traffic, how to start MGID, how to start native ads, and to succeed. So my main goal here to be very transparent and very as simple as possible to help you guys understand how to work with it.
Yeah, so Lalit is asking, I think it's more like a question for both of us, which geo we should focus for to promote NutriProfits products with MGID. So actually, it's kind of, to be honest, we talked about it, and the geos, which are top geos in NutriProfits, are actually quite similar to the top geos in MGID. So there is some synergy, because in NutriProfits, we do also see the best results with Western European geos such as Germany, Italy, France, so basically the geos you mentioned, but also the Scandinavian countries like Norway, Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, Denmark. So in general, there is a synergy. Obviously, US is also quite a thing, but usually it's a bit more expensive, as you mentioned before, yeah?
Yep. So, Lalit, let's take it from the other side. Do you have any experience with any geo? Because that definitely would be easier. If you have experience working with, let's say, US and social media, that would be easier for you to work with the US and not switch to any other geo. On my side, what I would recommend, go for the markets with the lower entry threshold. So the US is very high competitive and the price of the entry is much more expensive. What I would recommend is to go for Eastern Europe. It's actually perfect if you work with Poland, or Western Europe, where the entry cost is much lower and you can spend most of your budget testing even several geos rather than focusing entirely on the US. I'm not saying that US is a bad market, no, but for the US, you need larger budgets and more experience. Whereas with the other, I don't want to call them cheaper because they're not cheaper. They're as profitable as the US. But again, just because the entry cost to start working with that market is lower, like I would recommend you starting with Poland, with Germany. We're highly, highly strong in Italy, France, like go for these geos. Eventually, when we open up the Nordic geos, that would be very interesting for all of you, I'm sure, because it works very well with nutrition types of the offers, but that's not the time yet for that. So Poland, Italy, Germany, France, that would definitely be something for you to look into. So, yeah. I think that's question to you, Maya. Is there any statistics about profitable offers?
Yeah, so if it comes to such statistical data, we are definitely open to sharing such statistics. So it's enough that you leave me a message and I will definitely share with you like a list of our top 10 right now. We prepare such lists on monthly basis, so those are fresh data, fresh statistics. So definitely we can share such information. Geo, yeah, what is geo? Yeah, you see, sometimes we talk because we are in the industry for so long that we don't think about, explaining some basic things. Geo is a country, yeah, like geography, exactly, like Poland, Germany, Italy.
So there is no problem with any types of this question, Kello. Like
Exactly.
We understand that you might not be a part of this industry for so long. So as we told, there are no stupid questions here. Yep, geo is the market.
Yeah.
Any sort of the terminology that we use, it's just typical for us, but yep.
As NutriProfits, we can only track conversion, I guess. So how can we retarget others who visit our landing pages or main offer page, and how to make audience collection in MGID?
Okay, so how usually you can also add the pixel. So if you own the landing page, depending how well you negotiate that with Maya, you are able to bring and retarget the audience. You can find the pixel directly in MGID dashboard under tracking options when setting up the campaign, copy it and paste it on any sort of the landing page if you have it yourself, because you can't place it on the offer page since you don't own it. But if you can edit the landing page and add it to the landing page, if you host it on your site, that definitely will be a good option, because also we can set different rules for the retargeting. It's not only for the users who just added the product to the basket but left with no action, but actually we can also bring back the users who scrolled through number of pages and left with no action. Obviously the ones who bought it and you want, for example, to upsell them with a bundle deal or something else, we can do that as well. We can also see how much time the user spent, so you can create those different audiences. You can also just target ad clickers for any additional motivation that you want to like launch the campaign to target them, and you can name these audiences separately and launch any of the campaigns specifically on those audiences.
Yeah, Kello is also asking, is it advisable to enter geos like Poland in English, or does it have to be in their own language?
So this is the rule for all the markets with their local languages. You have to enter them in their local language.
Yeah,
Poland,
exactly.
Greece. Yep, Maya, sorry.
Yeah, I do agree. I think it works like that for every traffic source, that, you know, if you will be making ads in English for Poland, let's say, you will lose so many people, so many leads that, you know, it won't be profitable. And also, you know, if you see an ad in English, but you are, let's say, Polish, then it's also affecting your kind of trust. You know, you don't trust it. Oh, maybe it's some, I don't know, Chinese, you know, kind of weird product or something. So it's immediately affecting. It's not only about, you know, the knowledge of English or something like that, but it's also about the trust, you know, that communicating in the local language is building the trust.
So, yeah. So especially if you go into markets like France or Spain, Italy especially, definitely go for localized versions. If you worry about the headlines, for example, we have the team of designers and copywriters. They can help you to translate the ads headlines to any of the local languages. So do not worry about that. We can help you with that because we have experience with those markets, and in every of those markets we have people, local people working, so we would be able to help you with that. So no worries.
Please also be aware, if you came late or something, that this webinar will be recorded, and after we finish, I think you will receive very soon a link. So if you want to come back to some important points that Julia mentioned today, you forgot something or you wanted to note something down but you didn't manage to do that, then no worries, because all will be recorded and the recording will be shared with you.
Yeah, and to answer Eliam's question, he asks, so can we hire people in MGID to help us out, like you said? You don't necessarily have to hire them. You can just request from your account manager or the sales rep that you're talking to the help with the ads. So if you start working with us and you're getting the account manager support, through account manager, you can request the ads to be created and the headlines to be localized for any language. And this comes free of charge. There is no additional cost for that. So, yep, just again, circling back to my points, be a very good friend with account managers. They can really do magic to you. So, yeah, you can simply request that through account manager. Sure, no problem. That's why there are lots of important questions here to address. So I'm happy that you guys are open and you're asking that.
Yeah, also about the landing pages, like Lalit asked before, you know, the problem of using like the original landing pages that the affiliate program or network gives you is that you are not able to modify them, because those are the landing pages our partners use, like all of them. So I would recommend still creating like a pre-landing page, because then you have real influence on how it looks like, and if there is some problem with some part or something must be modified, then you have power over that.
Perfect. Is it better to select the recommended bid or increase it? Because in older version of MGID, there was an option. Depends. Depends on the recommended bid. Like if you see that the recommended bid is lower than the ones that are even mentioned on this slide, definitely increase it just for the first couple of the days or even the first couple of the hours to see how well your ad catches up in the algo. So I would like go at least 20%. The golden rule for us is 20% higher than the average to see for the ad to catch up. And then you can lower it if you're satisfied with the CTR and some sort of equalize depending on that.
So Eliam is also asking if you suggest to promote specific products from Nutri, like focusing on specific niche, let's say weight loss, or rather mixing a lot of, categories, weight loss, hair loss, and many others. What do you think?
So usually the advertisers take two different strategies. They either go within one vertical, let's call it weight loss, and go for different geos. So let's say try it in Poland, in Italy, and France, because then they can aggregate this data and employ the strategy from one market to another and like help themselves basically with that. Or they go with one market but different products. To say that one strategy worked better than the other, I cannot say, to be honest. It depends on the time and resources that you have. If you have enough people in the team or you're just by yourself, you have enough time, then definitely I would say go for one product, but test it in multiple geos because it might not work as well, let's say in Spain, but work much better in Germany or France. So I would do that like that, but also take into consideration the recommendation from Maya, or let's say from our account manager, whether these type of the verticals are performing. Because we sometimes have the case then the client comes to us and he says, I want to run muscle building in Estonia, which we know is not our top market number one. Two, we do not have any historical data on it performing. We are very open for that. But as a first experience with native and with MGID, we would not recommend to do that. If you have experience, you know how to work with this traffic, then definitely like go ahead for that. But for the first time working with native ads, we would stick to something more mainstream in terms, at least in terms of the geos, where we know we are very strong. And here you have all this information. Regarding our top niches, again, here is the list of the niches that are generally working very well. So I would highly recommend to talk to account manager about each specific case, and you can ask, okay, I have this product for Italy. Do you think it's worth running there? Or maybe you can suggest any other geo. Or on our side, we can also see which products convert for, let's say, Italy or France. So you can ask the account managers about the insights, and we're happy to share that with you to help you get started. So did I answer your question? Every market, one niche. Like it depends on the market, what works there. Can we have some stats from NutriProfits? Like why works more in Europe, for example? Maya?
We do also prepare a list of like 10 top geos each month. So definitely we can share it with you on the currently top geos, so that you can find, the right offer, the right geo, and combine it also, because you see there are two sides to it, because there is the side of MGID and your kind of stats and our stats on our offers. So it's good to kind of look at both sides, but there is always some synergy, and then based on the stats that you get, decide, you know, what you really want to do, because there is a lot of synergies between us. For example, as you mentioned, the top categories, weight loss, joints, you know, those also tend to work very well, as well as the geos that we talked about, Italy, France, Germany, Poland, you know, all of those are top for us as NutriProfits and for you as MGID. So I would say that those would be probably the best choices to start with, because there is like a bigger chance, the biggest chance of success, yeah, because they are tested for both of us.
Perfect, Eliam. Sounds perfect. We're happy we answered your question. And let's look at the question of Lali. AI image generated from MGD, is that good? Because natural images convert well, I think, but how can we get unique images every time? Because someone will also use our creative from spy tools. And that is very important, because we give the preference to the unique image and to the first advertiser who launched the image. So that's why it's important for you to make sure that the ad is unique. How to do that? You can simply ask the AI to change the layout to, but what is important for you is to basically look at the image and understand what is the strategy, like what does trigger the user with that image, and just employ that strategy by changing the backgrounds, the people, the grass, the layover and stuff like that. So it's not very difficult. What is important, that's why I told at the beginning to pay very precise attention to the trigger that was used in the image for the people to click on it. If you see the trigger, you know the reason, then you can alter your ad, leaving the same, like keeping the same essence, but changing everything around it, and it won't affect your performance, but it will be unique. So you would be able to get the real CTRs and the real views.
Yeah, Piotr is also asking, do you have any stats for deliverability to avoid chargebacks per country? To be honest, it is not the data we have as default, let's say, but I can definitely ask about it, our managers, and get this data for you. So definitely you can leave me an email or a message somewhere, and I guess I will be able to access the stats and share it with you.
Yep, thank you for your question. So we have 5 more minutes left. If any of you have any more questions, again, as you can see, we have a pretty warm atmosphere here.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot, actually. So
yeah, I'm actually very happy that you are asking us questions, because, you know, it's good that you're asking and seeking this knowledge. This is why we are here today, to help you out and tell you more. So we are really thankful for all the questions.
Let's see. We see a few more people typing. In the meantime, I think that we can close this presentation, right? Just to leave us on the screen. Perfect.
I've been waiting for a month for this webinar, so it was helpful. Thank you. Yeah, we are also really happy that you joined today, that you managed. I'm not sure what time is it for you, because I guess there are people from many different areas all over the world. So you can write what time is it for you, because for us it's afternoon. It's like 6:30 for me. What about you, Julia?
Yep, same, in same time zone. It's 6:26, so perfect. Vitaly is based in Kiev in Ukraine, so it's later. It's 7 o'clock for him already, almost 8. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, so it's more or less the same. Yeah, great. Because I was wondering if everyone will be able to join because of the time difference, but I'm happy to see that we are all in the same time zone.
Yep, and for those, especially, I also saw a lot of clients from LATAM who joined the lists for the webinar. So I guess they would see that in the recording already because it's kind of like the start of their work day. So we're just virtually saying hi to those because this recording will be sent to all the people who sign up for it. So in any case, oh, yep. Olga, can we please copy our information again here so everyone can see our LinkedIns and our emails?
Yeah, it will be there on a chat in a minute for you.
Also, for those who watch it in recording, you can find us by our LinkedIn. It's basically our names. It's Yulia Petruk and Maya Pekarska. You can just type our names in LinkedIn and us. We will be the first ones to appear.
Yeah, so you can see it already on the chat. So if you want to add us on LinkedIn or maybe just leave us an email, then it's there. Feel free to do so. Like today is quite late, so I'm not sure if we'll be still, online. But tomorrow for sure
From tomorrow on, yes.
Yeah.
If you do not get in touch with us, wait for us to get in touch with you first, huh?
Exactly. So if any last questions are there, feel free to ask, guys, because we still have like 2 minutes to go. So if anything is still unclear, don't hesitate.
Yep. Otherwise, as a last word, I really enjoyed this webinar. I have a very good feeling after it. So it feels like we were able to share a lot of information in this 1 hour and a half, actually. So we hope that it was useful for you guys. You got something new, you've got something interesting for you. So yeah, our main goal was to kind of educate you on the current state of nutraceuticals market. And on my side, I wanted to show you guys how to work and tell you how to work with native ads. Hopefully, yeah, at least one thing from today will, stay in your mind for longer than this webinar.
Yeah, thank you as well, everyone, for joining, for spending the time with us today. It was really a pleasure to have you all there. And I also do feel quite, I'm not really tired. I feel energetic now, I guess, thanks to your energy. So thank you as well for joining today.
Yep. Thank you, Maya, for being here, for being my co-host. It was a pleasure. So it's 6:30. I guess this is the time for all of us to go. Thank you guys again for your time. We're waiting for your messages to help you out. Yep. Have the beautiful rest of your day or beginning of the workday if you're on the other part of the globe. And yeah. If you're going to be in Bangkok, do not hesitate to reach us out. We'd be happy to see you in real life, to chat in real life.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you from me as well. Thank you, Yulia, as well. And yeah, have a great afternoon and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone.